Hey guys, how's it going? John L here. Looks like we have a new PvE event, Honor Among Thieves. This is just after the Unstable ISO 8 event occurred. So it looks like a Guardians of the Galaxy themed event. The award that they're giving for placing in this is a new 4-star Yondu. So that's kind of exciting. I took a brief look at his powers and all that. We're not going to go into it this week because we can't use him, but next week they should give us the tester demo version of him, so we'll go ahead and see what he's about. But this is a brand new event, and it's a 3-day event, which is nice. I always like it when they only make the new character events pretty short. So we'll see what it's about. Let's see if, it's just kind of a rehash of old stuff, or if they end up, creating like a new set of minion-type enemies. So, first off, well, it's nice art. You see the Milano right there, and you got outer space and all that. Jumping into the lead-in event, first look at Banzuku, I guess. Probably not pronouncing that right. Anyways, we're playing, what are these guys called? Symbiotes, so that's kind of interesting. My guess would be that there's not any new characters here, so let's see. I just took a beating with my Silver Surfer earlier on, but let's go ahead and see if we can charge him up a little bit in this free little fight. Oh, that's nice. So they give us a powered up Doctor Strange. That's always a bonus. I always like when they power up someone like Doctor Strange or Medusa or Iron Fist, 3-star one, because they throw down their attack tiles, and that just makes it like really easy to like mow through these fights. So we'll go ahead and throw Iron Man Mark 40 in the mix and see if maybe we can get some yellow tiles and charge up our guy. Well, I guess I should have taken a look at what Starlord has to say. I think I'm in the majority of people who don't actually really care much for the story and plot lines in Puzzle Quest, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing a lot of charging up. Well, at least it should be a quick day with Doctor Strange being so powered up. If this ends up being some kind of new and exciting PvE event, I'll just go through each of the fights once, and perhaps I'll do that for each of the days. Maybe there's some kind of boss fight going on, like Caecilius. That would be kind of fun to do. But if it just ends up being like some kind of cookie cutter, rehash type event where they, just create nodes and use unreleased characters, and there's just nothing new or exciting about this, and I probably won't even use this as a video. Maybe I'll throw it as like a kind of just bonus extra junk for anybody who wants to watch it. Alright, so I'm fighting this, or competing in this, at shield level 8. So the enemy should be pretty difficult, relatively difficult, but since it's only going to be the first run through all the nodes, it shouldn't be too much of a hassle. Help Starlord snatch a valuable intergalactic relic from a remote planet and live a life of luxury. So, not quite sure what they're trying to do here. That sounds kind of like the plot of the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Kind of disappointing, they just reused the background right there. So it looks like they're gonna really rely on the symbiotes for this event, which is fine. They're okay. I actually like them just a hair above the Ultron drones. I think those guys are the worst. I like this planet, it looks relic-y. Let's do our homework. Alright, whatever. So, unfortunately, we can't use our powered up team to just mow through these guys, but... And they're using Bucky. I think Bucky honestly needs a character update. He might just be one of the weakest fours. Alright, fortunately... our Storm has her blue, so... maybe we can get through this fight pretty quick. 8. Lovely. 1750. Let's just do it. So I kind of like the old Gamora. I like playing these, I guess, first fights. I don't know what you'd call them. But they give me a chance to use a lot of characters, which I just pretty much never touch. Just because they don't really fit in any way. They're still fun to play, though. I like Gamora's red. It's really cheap. Just kind of use it a lot, and... her black's not bad, too. Can throw out, like, a ton of... strike tiles. And if you have somebody who has a tactile down or a bunch of attack tiles down, could end up being kind of a game-changing move. This planet is suckage, but we've got 7 left. One thing I never really got was why they made the 5-star Starlord look exactly like the 4-star Starlord. I mean, I get that there's probably not a whole lot that they could do, but they could have pulled something from the comics. I know it looks different there. Alright, let's see what else we got here. So, Gamora... more, symbiotes right here. Let's just mow through these. Oh, there we go. I always like it when you have these minion fights, just because they go a lot quicker since these guys don't get turns. And when you mix in guys like Iron Fist and Medusa and people who throw down attack tiles, it just makes the match go even quicker. That's too bad. Just because they'll get that extra 1 attack in. Okay, so nothing really interesting there. This kind of feels like a reskin of the Venom Bomb event, which kind of feels a bit lazy. I mean, I guess it'd be a lot weirder to see Magia or something ridiculous like that in a Guardians themed event, but I feel like D3 Go kind of puts in as much effort into putting these events together as I do in like reading like the storyline for them. I feel like if there's anything new and surprising about this event, it's going to end up being day 3, where we go against some kind of boss. It'd be kind of neat to fight Yondu. Instead of actually using a character first, when they introduce a character, it'd kind of be fun to fight him in as like a boss, kind of how they have Doc Ock as the boss of the Howard the Duck event. Okay. And Winter Soldier, and another. It's not like even they're burying the symbiotes at all. So I think it's also kind of funny about the timing of this event, because it's really, really far after Guardians 2 came out, and based on the movie, I was almost guaranteeing that they'd come out with a Yondu character, and I think it's cool that they did. I think he's someone who's unique and, at this point, worthy of having an individual, and it's nice that they're just not creating a new version of Wolverine or Spider-Man or something, even though a new version of Spider-Man did come up with the Homecoming movie. I think the last most creative PvE event that I was actually kind of surprised and like, oh wow, they put some effort and thought into this, was the Doctor Strange one. The Caecilius fight was... whoa. Let me back that up, there was something going on there. Okay, hazards. Energy surges destroy rows. This is interesting. Okay, at least they're introducing some kind of new mechanic. Alright, let's see what this is about. And we'll put in, Mark Fordiant. Maybe we'll be able to have any issues. So I didn't encounter any of these new power surges. I'm figuring, these guys will have to kind of survive a bit longer before that happens. So probably not in the first 3 regular fights here. Although this is a wave fight, but it doesn't look like they're giving us that warning about power surges, so we'll see. We might actually get to recharge our surfer. Maybe not. A little bit. Let's move this guy. Okay, so nothing really spectacular, just symbiotes for days, it seems. Oh, hey look. Looks like we're going against, what are these called? Mindless ones or whatever. So far, I'm not disliking this, but mostly just because I'm lazy. I mean, we haven't even fought one character yet, so it's not bad. Again, this will make for a pretty quick PvE day, since so far it's just only minions. Be kind of cool to see if Thanos popped in. First I got spider monsters, symbiote things, and rock demon energy monsters. Yeah, I know. How funny. All the characters that already exist in the game, huh? Okay. More symbiotes. And no characters. So for this fight, you could probably do really well if you have someone like Doctor Strange, especially since he's powered up in this event. Medusa, Iron Fist. If you have the new Rocket, who throws down like a ton of strike tiles right in the beginning, that'll help you out. If you're having trouble, you might consider doing the Super Soldier Captain America 2-star. Since this is all, you know, minions who throw down countdown tiles, you can defeat all these guys really easy that way. Trying to think what other teams. If you're in the 3-star range, you could go Patch, Dicken, and Loki. It's always a good team. But I would probably stick to characters who have kind of attack tiles or pseudo attack tiles that throw down quick. Blade, 3-star or 4-star, just because he can get the strike tiles out, or else you can use his red if he's the 4-star, and you can probably mow through these guys pretty quick. I don't see there's too much of a challenge until you kind of get towards the 5th or 6th time through. Actually, after 4, that's when you're going to hit the max level, and you'll probably need to like watch out. But alright, so where are we? Alright, we did the 3 character specific nodes, we did the 3 easy nodes, we did one of the 2 hard ones. Alright, so this is the second hard one for day 1. Again, just more symbiotes. This could really be Venom Bomb, just with different art. Well, like I was saying before, though, it's surprising that this event is out now. It's really far away from when Guardians came out. Seems like this would have been more appropriate when the movie had been, you know, in theaters or close. Oh, look, there's a special tile. That's probably what they're talking about, these power surges. I saw those before, I can't quite remember when that was a mechanic, though. I know they use that for some other kind of event, so this seems like a lot of rehash. I'm also not too sold on the new Starlord. Haven't seen him be, like, really exciting. And I mean the 5-star one. Okay, so this is the last of the hard nodes for the first day of Honor Among Thieves. So wave fight. We'll just go with the same cast. Oh, more symbiotes. Alright. Well, at least it's easy. Alright, where's our match? There we go. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of like Venom Bomb minus Venom and Carnage and all that stuff. I guess if you have problems with minion fights, this is not going to be your event, but if you don't, then this should be kind of a walk in the park, at least the first day. We'll save our red for later. Maybe we'll end up actually fighting somebody. So this is wave 2. Alright, let's get out of that. So usually with the symbiotes, I just go for the weaker ones first. The only ones I ever really are concerned about are the yellow ones, just because they have that one power that takes away countdowns. And if you are kind of struggling and you're using the Steve Rogers method, that could really mess you up. But at these low levels, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. That's too bad. It's a waste of a 5 right there. And a waste of another 5. Waste of a double critical. Oh, cool. More symbiotes. Two and 3. Well, maybe there'll be a 7th node with some kind of interesting fight. Alright, got us a nice Gamora cover. Command point. The regular swag. And it does not look like any other nodes have opened up, so that's a pretty boring day 1 of the event. So we'll just keep playing and see if day 2 and day 3 end up being a little bit more exciting. So I'll catch you then. Welcome back, everybody. Today is day 2 of Honor Among Thieves. The Guardians of the Galaxy looking skinned new PvE event. Again, nice picture with the Milano, and it looks like we're going against what are these things called again? Nameless ones. So I have a strong feeling that just like how yesterday was just dominated by symbiotes, this is going to be the nameless one, or whatever those creatures are from the Doctor Strange event. So let's see if I'm wrong. So my Surfer took a pretty awesome beating in some PvP that I was playing earlier. I've actually been getting a whole bunch of kind of really nasty boards, so I'm not doing too hot this month, but feels like those things are always streaks, so hopefully it'll pass. Alright, skip the story. So these guys aren't too bad, as long as they don't really get out of control. They have that one countdown power, I think it's like I-beam or something like that. It's actually kind of rough, but I think especially at this level, we shouldn't run into any problems with them. Again, with any minion-type enemy, I would just recommend using someone who has attack tiles that they throw down early, or an attack tile type power, or else if you're low in level and these fights are actually kind of challenging, you might want to go with the whole Captain America, either 2-star or 3-star in Mark 40. It's always a good place to start. If you're bold, you might want to go with the 3-star Thanos. I usually like doing that with someone who can heal, so that way, once you kill one of the enemies, you know, the next couple turns you take matching will kind of heal you up. So Old Man Logan's good, Patch is good. You can even use Rocket and Groot, as long as you just make sure to pick up that yellow whenever you need it. And again, I like Rocket and Groot if you're kind of in the 3-star range, just because getting rid of those team-up tiles generally causes chains and all that kind of stuff, and I always had my Rocket and Groot at 5 covers, just to get like the maximum health healing. He's a pretty good tank. Alright, let's just try to murder these guys as fast as we can. Oh, I-beam, that's the one. But he's not too strong, so it's not too bad. Okay, so not a bad lead-in fight. I mean, it's pretty much almost exactly what you'd see from the Doctor Strange event, so... Alright, backup plan. Have Rocket and Groot pictured there. Nice art. Well, that was a bust. Starlord couldn't find the relic on his own, so it's time to bring in Rocket and Groot. Alright, so... What does that mean? We're gonna be... Well, I guess we have to use, who they give us anyway, so... We'll use the stock guys. Let's see if we can get this black going here so we can throw down a whole bunch of strike tiles. I think she does it on every yellow or everything that has her symbol. Okay, never mind. Well, that'd still be pretty good. I think we might get I-beamed here, but... Let's use a precision shot. Former enemy AP of that color. I figured that would have done more damage. Alright, let's get rid of this, Alright, we are going to get... I-beamed. Oh, is she gonna hit for 3? I'm not sure if that's a glitch or not. Like it is. I don't think Storm's supposed to use Raging Tempest 3 times. I thought it's only if she gets hit, but I could be wrong. Okay. Alright, these guys are stunned. This fight is just dragging. Alright, I think we can take this guy out. Okay, alright, the lead-in fight for the day here, or whatever, is done. I think those guys have just a bunch of HP, which kind of makes it annoying. Yep, alright. Today is all these guys. And let's use the pumped up Doctor Strange. Should be good enough. So I'm wondering if we're actually going to play any real characters this whole event. It'd be really kind of awkward if they didn't even introduce one main character fight. Like, if this was all minions, it'd be pretty interesting. I'd really like to use my new Rocket and Groot, the 4-star, in this fight, but I don't think he's really strong right now. I think he's only level 170 or something, and I'm not quite sure he has a ton of covers for the... I think it's called Welcome to the Team. It's the power where he just throws down strike tiles right in the beginning of the match. Which, by the way, is super useful if you pair him with someone like Iron Fist and Medusa. Alright. One fight down. Got a nice token there. Gamora. I really can't recall what these guys do. I think the guys with the single Cyclops looking eye hole are the ones that throw down the protect tiles, so I don't really care too much about that. I think the one with the 5 eyes is the one who throws down the attack tile, so I usually like to get rid of those guys first. That guy goes down. Alright. So if this whole trend keeps up, I'm wondering what the next day will be. I want to guess, like, Doom bots. Unless they actually do come out with something new. But they're just waiting for the last day to do it. That would actually be kind of cool. But I'm guessing Doombots. Alright, that's 2 characters, specific fights down. Again, they have these tiles that are set to destroy rows or columns, but we're not really lasting long enough for that to happen, so it's kind of nice. Brutal, malevolent. Okay, we got a nice 5 here. I really like Doctor Strange. I just kind of wish Flames of the Faultine could be a little bit stronger. You could find a way to make it stronger. It's really good power to speed up a lot of these PvE type fights. Especially against these minions, since every time they throw out one of their countdown tiles, it's like casting a power. That should do it. Alright. So we're through the 3 character specific fights. Nothing too interesting there. We'll get into the 3 easy fights. Now we can actually use some of the characters that we want. I'd be surprised if Rocket and Groot isn't powered up. Wow, that's kind of odd. So it's a Guardians of the Galaxy event, and they just left the 4-star, and Gamora and Rocket and Groot unpowered. Okay, here. Let's add Medusa. Well, I wish it was more interesting things to say, but this really is about as bland of an event as you probably could put together. More nameless ones. Alright, so for the second day in a row, my phone is crapped out. So, we will just replay the heavy hitters fight here. Should be quick and easy. So one thing I did notice, I played the last event, Unstable ISO, and I chose to use the level 7 of the shield ranking, and I was like, oh, okay. This is just going to be like a real easy fight, I can like walk through it. All the progression rewards are relatively similar. The drop-off isn't like too bad, but one of the things that they don't tell you is that the awards for you know, each individual node are about half, so I realized I wasn't making any money off of it, so I would still recommend going the highest shield level you can, just so you can rake in more of that ISO. So roughly, yeah, it's quite a bit more. And even though the fights are easier, I mean, if you're only going to go through a few rounds like I do, it doesn't really matter anyways. And I guess if you're one of those guys who's actually trying to place in the top, that might make a difference, but I've never been one of those guys. I can usually make it in the top 100 if I want, but I never placed like in the top 10. That is beyond me. Okay, well, it's nice. It looks like instead of a wave fight, which was the third fight of the first day, that one's just a regular fight, so hopefully we'll only have to deal with regular fights for the rest of the event, or the rest of the day at least. With any luck, these guys will just keep throwing down countdown tiles and kill themselves without too many I-beams. Swing that. Get rid of this guy. Alright, we got a nice 5 here. Probably help us finish this thing. Done. Alright. So one hard node down. Alright, so this is the second of the hard nodes. More nameless ones. I think they're called nameless ones. I'm not sure. Does it say? It's a brute. With any luck, we'll get a whole bunch of red and be able to end it fast. I guess if you have Medusa in your team and you're kind of struggling with this fight, you could always use hair metal. If there are still a bunch of the attack, strike, or whatever tiles out there. And I'd bet all the money that the last fight is just more nameless ones. Yup. Okay. Jeez. It's like they didn't even care at all on this one. I mean, the first day was nothing but symbiotes This day is nothing but nameless ones. Okay. Oh, energy surge. Look at that. There you go. Oh, and he killed himself. Okay, let's see if there's a last node here. My guess is there's not. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. Okay, well, that's day 2. So, very boring. Just nothing. Look at that. Nothing but nameless ones. So, not a character to be found. Anyways, I'm hoping that tomorrow will be more interesting. I feel like there's got to be something. Otherwise, this is maybe the least interesting event. So, we'll see then. I'll catch you tomorrow. Okay, today is day 3 of Honor Among Thieves. This is the last day of the new event. So let's jump into it and see what's in store. Past couple of days have actually been pretty boring. The first day was almost exclusively symbiotes. Second day was exactly exclusively nameless ones. And we're jumping into the third day here. So right off the bat, it looks like it's just a combination of these two, and if that's the case, it's going to be kind of disappointing. So, let's make it through this first fight and see kind of where it goes from there. Blah, blah, blah. Well, at least, like, if it ends up being some kind of combination of symbiotes and nameless ones, it'll go faster than yesterday. Because the symbiotes are a lot easier to kill than nameless ones. Not a whole lot interesting to say, though, if that's the case. Hopefully, what I'm hoping for today is that it's actually going to involve something interesting at the end. If this is just another day full of, minion battles, I would say this is the most boring and lackluster and lacking in creativity event that they've rolled out with yet. So I'm optimistic that's not the case, and that there's something at the end, like maybe a fight with Yondu or something. So here's to hoping. Okay, so Plan G, this day looks like it's about Gamora. So the first day was about Starlord, second day was about Rocket and Groot, although, oddly enough, Rocket and Groot Gamora are not the featured characters here. So, actually, let's go back. What does it say? Okay, so it's got the power surge thing where there's just these countdown tiles that expire and destroy like a column or a row. I'm gonna speed it up today and use my pumped up Winter Soldier, Gamora, and Storm, so hopefully you can just kind of mow through this. So, not much interesting going on with this combination of characters. More or less the same thing, just countdown tile after countdown tile after countdown tile. If you have some sort of moderately strong team, shouldn't be too much of a problem. Basic strategy with any team would just be, go after all the countdown tiles that are about to expire. Try not to let I-beam or whatever the nameless one power is getcha. Doesn't even look like the expiring rows and columns actually do any damage to you, so that's kind of weird. Yeah, it's just like it takes out a row. And for the win. Okay, let's see if we'll actually go against any characters today. Oh, I see a Nova. That's something. Okay, let's mow through these other fights first, though. Go ahead and use our stock combination of whoever is the heavy match damage maker you have, and the powered up Doctor Strange. So hopefully you have a Doctor Strange with level 5 Flames of Fall team, or 5 covers to Flames of Fall team. I would say it's probably the best power, more useful power. He's not really a character that I put in regular teams, but he's just really, really good against minion type fights where you throw down a lot of countdown tiles. He might get, more than one turn per round, just depending on how many of these countdown tiles they throw out. Alright, so that's one fight down with the character specific. Gamora. Alright, this is a wave fight, so this might take a little bit longer. Looks like same assortment of bad guys. That's nice. Alright, we will leave our... Is it Cosmic Beam? Yeah, Cosmic Beam for later on, just because I don't know what's coming up in the later rounds of this wave fight. So in case we do have to fight some kind of actual enemy versus some more minions, we can just kind of use that and mow through them. Alright, so second of the 3 waves, and just a whole bunch of symbiotes here. What I think I might do is try to get black, so at least I can pump up this Fangs of Fall team damage. Let's go ahead and use Eye of Agamotto, get piles off here. Eye of Agamotto is actually pretty useful. I think the 5-star Doctor Strange's Eye of Agamotto is a lot better. From what I understand, because I only have like a cover or 2 for the 5-star, I think this Eye of Agamotto just is either passive or it just continues to work throughout the whole match. But I saw that and I thought it was pretty good. Any kind of power that gets rid of enemy attack tiles and strike tiles and protect tiles is actually pretty useful. Especially if it doesn't have a cost or it just kind of keeps going. Okay, so third wave of the wave fight, and it is just more symbiotes, so... yeah, not a whole lot doing here. Alright, we'll go and use this, which barely does anything. Well, I guess this event isn't totally bad. I mean, it's kind of almost the reverse of Simulator, where there's no minion fights. So, I guess this would be kind of a welcome break. Alright, so Winter Soldier, we're actually fighting our first character, which is Nova. Doesn't seem too intense though. We'll try to take him out first. And there goes Nova. So it's kind of weird if I let this, what is this called? Energy Surge tile. Complete, then it'll just destroy this. attack tile, so I think I'm actually going to let it do that. I'm not really sure what the point of this PvE is. It's not really difficult at all. It's really easy minion fights. Alright, so that's a third of the character-specific fights. Not really challenging. Kind of more the same, plus Nova. Okay, cool, and we'll pick up a Winter Soldier cover. Just super appropriate, because Winter Soldier is very underwhelming also. That should be much. Okay, so that's the first of the easy fights. So let's see if Nova's like the only character that we run into. I'm kind of actually really hoping for some kind of node after the last difficult one. Just for something interesting. Like clockwork, for some reason the Google Play died right there. So we'll go ahead and just do that match over again. It was really quick and easy and cookie cutter, so. There we go, that's two of the easy fights down. Okay, so let's see what the last of the easy fights poses. Nothing different, just a combination of symbiotes and nameless ones. Alright, super easy also, so that's the end of the easy fights. Alright, so on to the hard fights. Shouldn't be too hard. I have a couple of, what are these, dogs? Can't remember what they call these pink guys. Mutations. Anyways, these guys are usually super easy to take out. And we'll try to get rid of this projectile just to make sure we're getting the maximum out of our damage. Nice. Okay, so that's the first of the hard fights out of the way. I am Groot. Is that good enough to get us the Bucky cover? Yes, it is. It's nice. Okay, so the second of the hard fights. Another combination of the same characters. I guess if they were gonna do this, they really should have created like a new type of character. Because it really feels like this event was kind of like almost an afterthought. But they should have somehow mixed it up or something. I'd actually kind of find it really hilarious if Nova ends up being like the only character in this whole thing. Okay, that is the second of the difficult fights. And now is the last. Okay, so we got a wave fight here, so I kind of had a feeling it would play out like this. I kind of have a feeling that something's going to be waiting at the end. So we got 4 waves, level 230. Should be super manageable with the team that we have here. Let's hope there's something interesting that happens. Yeah, just keep throwing those countdown tiles out. See, if they do enough of them, it could be really over fast. Just gotta watch out for that I-beam. See if we can get a whole bunch of red here to charge up for the last couple rounds. Going pretty good. Okay, so we've gone from all nameless ones to all symbiotes. So far, nothing really exceptional. You know, the fact that it's straight level 230 makes me think that there might not be anything at the end, because if there was one single enemy, it'd be a lot higher, and I find it really interesting that if they do have us face off against characters, they're all going to be level 230. So, who knows? I think when they released the Ghost Rider event, it'd be cool if there was a Ghostbuster event. Ghost Rider event. Ghost Rider was actually one of the characters that you had to fight at the end, so... Again, here's hoping that we encounter Yondu. So you have to watch out for the symbiote tendrils, just because if you're not really paying attention, they can actually get those tiles kind of strong. So all of a sudden you'll be playing and not realize that you're not doing any damage, because all of the tiles are now like the protect tiles are way stronger, and their attack tiles are stronger, and so forth. Oh wow, okay, so for some reason we're going against Nova again. So that's kind of disappointing. The Agamotto, get rid of that stuff. And it should pretty much be cruising from here on out. These guys are actually pretty strong, but since this is our first trip through all the nodes, it shouldn't pose too much of a problem. Okay, that's the last of the difficult nodes. Let's see if it opens up some sort of extra node after. And I do not see any new nodes, so I would say that is that's the end of Honor Among Thieves, and yeah, it's a real disappointing event if you ask me. I mean, there's pretty much nothing really exciting at all about it. It's just all minion fights and a little bit of Nova at the end. For some reason, they didn't end up boosting the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, it would be cool to see Drax, Gamora, Rocket and Groot, Starlord, like all of them just be boosted for this event, but they chose not to do that. So, yeah, really lackluster. Hope you guys are, you know, on your way to getting Yondu if you're striving to get in the top 100. Because honestly, that's kind of all that this event's worth. So, anyways, let me know what you think. Maybe I'm missing something. Definitely let me know. Take care, guys.